why robotics. This is my school story and how we are introducing robotics into our MYP design curriculum, and we're going to trial it with our grade 9s who are awesome. I started off with, actually this is a presentation I gave at Acamus, and whenever I think of robotics, I think of Mr. Weller here as Robocop back in the late 1980s, early 90s. And I don't know, when I think of robotics, that's what I think of. Robocop, Generation X. Maybe, this is like a speculation on my part, but whenever some of our, middle school or early high school students think of robotics, maybe they think of this guy, Boston Dynamics, doing a bit of parkour. Maybe that's what they think of. Now, the reality is not quite either of those two things, but for me at least, this. And this was a robot, I guess you could call it a robot, called Jerry, that I made back at Earcoast in 2019. Following a workshop given by a teacher. I think he was from JIS, pretty awesome guy. And yeah, that was the first robot I ever built. Which is interesting because I've been teaching over 17 years and always in technology, but I've always kind of focused on other aspects of technology and computing. And this is the first robot I coded, or didn't code at all, actually, just created. So it had no code, actually zero code. But then shortly after Earcoast, back in the before pandemic times, we introduced robotics into our school using Lego EV3 Mindstorms. And this was the new reality for some of our students. You can see here, this is the City Shaper FLL, first Lego League that we did. And this is the robot completing one of the missions. Yeah, that was me screaming there in the background. It was, oh my gosh, it was so much fun getting the robot to do that. And to be honest, when I had been coding in a previous life, I never got that excited when I get something to work. So to code something into a robot, I get, to get it to complete a task and then to see it, like the physicality of it, that's just, oh my gosh, so much fun. So that was us bringing it into our school. And so we started small. Like we started with an ASA with about 16 students. They were split into groups of 3 or 4 and they had their robotics kit. That kind of is my story of introduction to robotics. But I did some more exploration actually on, I was doing a master's grad program. And they actually, in one of the modules, they were discussing robotics, and it comes from a Slavonic word called robota, I believe, which means for servitude or forced labor. Well, and that kind of makes sense, right? Like, we've got these robots or machines doing tasks or fixing problems that we don't want to do, or maybe we cannot do. Maybe it's too dangerous, or dare I say it, too boring for us to do. So we're getting these machines to do the work for us. But aside from that, one of the main reason why we're bringing it into our curriculum, it's fun, and kids get to build and code, and oh my gosh, so important that they get to collaborate with each other to make something, because the Legos program, their education program and collaboration or in partnership with First Lego League is insanely good. Insanely good. There's just so many different aspects. And building and coding the robot is just one part of it. Anyway, getting the students to collaborate. For me, to be honest, actually, even though I put fun as the first reason, it's not the most important. The collaboration aspect, getting these kids to work with each other outside friendship or groups, peer groups, and to learn about each other. That to me, honestly, is the most important. It also does introduce aspects of computational thinking. The kids get to decompose a problem, recognize patterns when they're coding and even engineering and building the robot. Then they get to abstract and remove those important parts before an algorithm. And that's certainly transferable to different subjects, of course, and real life, taking that computational thinking aspect and applying it to real life problems. We're not trying to build or create the next generation of coders, because I still believe, honestly, that coding is such a niche and hard to access area. There are lots of videos on YouTube there to say, oh, no, it's fine, you can do 20 minutes a day, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I really do not believe that it's for everybody. But I do believe, almost paradoxically, that everybody should have an opportunity to see how to code, because we use so many different things that use code. Smartwatches, phones, even how to get into my apartment, there's a keypad. Code is all around us, and we might not be like Neo in the Matrix. We might not be able to decipher it all, but certainly a minimal understanding is required. And I think computational thinking goes some way to support that. And I hope to be releasing some more videos to show our school's journey, or to continue our school's journey in this area. So we're super, super, super excited about this. Join in the robotics movement. I hope you've enjoyed this little story about how we at my school have brought in robotics into the curriculum. And I'll see you next time.